A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome to your science class. So, in today's module, we are going to study about rain, thunder, and lightning. So, children, I hope you all are very much acquainted with this term rain, and all of you enjoy the rain, right? Some of you bathe in it, some of you dance, and some of you play in it. Okay? Yes, I know that you all love rain a lot. In India, farmers depend mainly on rain to water their crops. Have you ever wondered, children, from where does this rain come? Rain comes from clouds, right? So, children, in this module, the answer to all the questions like where does the rain comes from, what is the sound which you hear while it is raining, like a crashing sound you hear, which is very loud. So, everything we are going to study in this module. Okay, children. So, proceeding further, as you know that water exists in three states, that is solid, liquid, and gas. So, children, we are going to see further that there is an interconversion seen in these three states. So by altering its temperature, अगर हम temperature में change लाएंगे, so what we can observe the change in its physical state. For example, children, as you can see here, when we will keep the solid ice at room temperature, it will melt and it will become liquid. And when the liquid will further, if given temperature, or will be if evaporation will take place, so it will be converted into gaseous form, that is water vapor. So it could be reversed, children, like if these water vapors will be cooled down, so it will change into liquid form, and then further, if its temperature will be lowered, then it will again turn into ice. As I'll give you the example, children, if you just take out a ice tray from the refrigerator, from the freezer, and then when you will keep it at room temperature, it will turn into water. And at the same time, when the same water, if you will keep again in freezer, so it will freeze, it will again become ice. So, children, by these experiments we can conclude that the physical state of water is interconvertible. We can like change its state by altering its temperature. So, children, what is melting and melting point? So, children, as you can see here, that all the three states could be interchanged of water. So, the process of conversion of solid into its liquid state is melting. Melting of a solid into its liquid states occur at a fixed temperature. So, children, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So, children, the melting point and the freezing point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So, children, here we'll see what is freezing. The process of conversion of liquid into its solid state is called freezing. So, children, freezing of a liquid occurs. This also occurs at a particular temperature, and the particular temperature for melting and freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius for water. Now, children, what is vaporization? So, children, a very basic example is that you must have seen that when you just spread your clothes for drying outside and under the sunlight, so it is an example of evaporation. Like क्या होता है, सन की रेज जब उस पर पड़ती हैं तो जो वाटर होता है वो इवेपोरेट हो जाता है धीरे धीरे. Similarly, children, this process is known as vaporization, and vaporization could take place by two processes, and these are evaporation and boiling. So we are going to see in detail what is evaporation and what is boiling, and how evaporation is different from boiling. So, children, the process of conversion of liquid into its gaseous state is called vaporization. Vaporization takes place in two ways that I have already told you, children. Evaporation is a slow process, and the conversion takes place at a slower rate. Now, children, it can happen at any temperature. It is not like very much required that कोई फिक्स पॉइंट नहीं होता इवेपोरेशन का टेम्परेचर का. ना बॉइलिंग इज द फास्ट कन्वर्जन ऑफ लिक्विड इनटू इट्स vapor state. So children, here we will see boiling. As you can see that in a container water is kept and burner is lit up. So children, when water is kept in a vessel on flame and heat is provided continuously, bubbles throughout the water could be observed. After some time, this is called boiling. So children, you must have seen your mama boiling some water while making tea. So you must have observed the bubble sound also. Okay children, boiling occurs at a particular temperature, and that temperature is known as boiling of water, and the temperature for boiling of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and similar is the condensation. Okay children, so now I will tell you what is condensation. So as you can see here, when the vapors are being formed and when those vapors will be cooled down, that is condensation. So children, the process of conversion of gas or vapor into its liquid state on cooling is known as condensation. So children, आपका जो boiling का और condensation point है वो होता है 100 degree Celsius. So here I would like to bring into your notice is that the melting point and the freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius. It is same melting point and freezing point, and similar is for condensation point and boiling point. It is 100 degrees Celsius for water. So children, now we will, as we have seen several processes we had discussed just a minute before. So children, now we will talk about water cycle. So children, what is water cycle? So children, the cyclic exchange of water is called water cycle. So children, जो आपके water का जो एक cycle बना हुआ है, like आपके surface water से वो evaporate होके clouds बनाता है, then condense होके precipitation के form में नीचे आता है. So children, all these precipitation and evaporation I have already told you children. So आपको उन वो जो मैंने आपको जितने भी processes अभी just कुछ टाइम पहले बताए हैं, these all will help you in understanding this water cycle more clearly. So children, as you can see here that evaporation, as you know that जो surface water होता है बेटा, when it will come in contact with the sun, so क्या होगा, वो धीरे धीरे evaporate होना शुरू हो जाएगा. And this process is also taking place in plants also in the form of transpiration. Then they will just go up and it will gather and it will form clouds. Okay children, and when they will just क्या होगा, जब वो इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे and when the water droplets will become heavier, so it will come down in the form of rain. It may come in the form of rain, or depending on the weather it may also come back on the land in the form of snow or hail. Okay children, so this is precipitation when the when the clouds will fall in the form of snow, hail or rain. Okay children, then again infiltration and seeping of the water. आपने देखा होगा ground water होता है आपका, जहाँ पे एरिया में कच्चा जो पोर्शन होता है वो क्या करता है, ग्राउंड उसको सीप कर लेता है. आपके घर में भी जो समरसेबल मोटर्स होती हैं उससे ग्राउंड वाटर का पानी ही क्या करा जाता है, पंप के थ्रू उसको प्रेशर से suck किया जाता है. Right children, that we are using. So plants also are taking part in evaporation, so in maintaining the proper cycle of water, so they are also playing important role. So in the form of transpiration, इनका जो excess water होता है वो भी cloud बनाने में help करता है. So now children, what is thunder and lightning? So अभी हमने water की cycle पढ़ ली. So एक बार again I am going to tell you, जितना भी surface water होता है वो धीरे धीरे evaporate होके clouds form करता है, vapor के form में जाता है and condense हो जाता है. जब ये condensed vapors जो होते हैं, जो ये vapors होते हैं बेटा, जब ये कंडेंसेशन होता है इनमें, जब ये कूल डाउन होते हैं, जब ये वेपर्स जो इवेपोरेशन से बन के ऊपर जा रहे हैं, सो जब इनका कंडेंसेशन होता है, ओके जब ये ऊपर गैदर हो जाते हैं और इनका कंडेंसेशन होता है. सो कंडेंसेशन मीन्स ये जो वेपर के फॉर्म में ऊपर गए हैं वो कूल होके वापस से नीचे आ जाते हैं इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रेन. ओके चिल्ड्रन, सो अगेन दिस प्रोसेस विल कीप ऑन गोइंग. सो इन दिस वे द प्रॉपर cycle of the water is maintained. So children, have you ever heard a very loud sound and a crashing noise after a flash of lightning? Yes, it is nothing but thunder. So children, आपने जब बारिश होती है so आपने सबने इस चीज को एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा. Okay children, thunder and lightning occurs during heavy rainfall. They occur when there is a heavy flow of current charges either between the two clouds or between a cloud or a tall tree. So children, how it is happening we will see. So children, we will see it in detail that how this process is actually happening. The heat energy from the sun. Okay, this is the sun, and you can see that these points represents the air, and this is the earth. So when the heat energy from the sun heat up air in the atmosphere, the hot air rises up. The molecules of the air get ionized into positive ions and electrons. Okay children, as you can see here, now the ions along with the dust and moisture forms the clouds. The clouds carry large amount of ionic charge and float in the atmosphere. Right children? When the clouds come closer to the charge on the clouds, discharge through the moisture between them, this electric discharge results in lightning and thunder. So children, क्या होगा ये जो electric discharge हो रहा है, इस as a result क्या होगा बेटा? Lightning and thunder. Lightning will take place. So light heats up the air to the temperature of about 24,000 Kelvin. Hence the air expands, and in this form, a sudden expansion of the air cools it, and moisture formed water droplets. These droplets form rain. Now children, the rain and the thunder form thunderstorms. The sudden expansion of air causes louder thunder. The thunder may reach us little later. So children, as you can see here, इतना ज़्यादा इनमें जब contact होता है, so like 24,000 Kelvin तक की heat generate हो सकती है. So as a result, what will happen that the properties of the earth may be damaged. Okay, so as a result क्या होता है बेटा? जो properties of land होती हैं वो damage हो सकती हैं. That is why it is being always advised that not to go out when there is thunder and lightning. So children, both thunder and lightning occur simultaneously. एक साथ आपको लगेगा होती है, but slight difference होता है that I'm going to tell you further. So you see lightning first and hear the sound of the thunder later, because the speed of the light is more than the speed of the sound. Thunder and lightning can cause severe loss of life and property. During thunder and lightning, you should not stand under a tree or a building, use an umbrella, or touch or hold any metallic object because it may catch the electric charge. Now children, it is safer to remain inside the car or house. Okay children, so this is all about thunder and lightning. And what is causing thunder and lightning? The exchange, that is the discharge of the charges, right? So children, what is lightning? It is the occurrence of high voltage electric discharge between a cloud and the ground, or within a cloud, accompanied by a bright flash. So children, lightning कब आ सकती है? जब दो clouds आपस में टकराते हैं, या cloud आपस में किसी building से टकराएं या फिर tall tree से टकराएं. That is why children, आपको कभी भी lightning and thunder में यहाँ पे ट्री के नीचे या बिल्डिंग्स के नीचे खड़े नहीं होना चाहिए, अंदर ही रहना चाहिए. ऑल्सो आपको इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेस को भी बंद कर देना चाहिए, जिससे कि ये आपके घर पे ना गिरे. Now children, in this module we are at the point that we have discussed about what is melting, what is freezing, what is vaporization, evaporation, boiling, condensation, precipitation, and water cycle, thunder. So children, this is all about this chapter. This was a summary of the chapters. Children, please read the chapter twice, and still if you have any doubt, in this chapter, you can just ask me in the Zoom class. Thank you, children. Thank you for listening.